one additional point that I would make is if you look at where so much of the burglary, so much of the car crime is coming from, it is actually coming from people who are addicted to drugs. And I think we've got to be much faster at getting drug addicts off the streets and into treatment. And all too often that doesn't happen. And even when it does today, they actually just get put on a substitute drug. And we're not really dealing with the problem, which is to get these people to confront their problems and lead drug-free lives. I even went to a drug rehab recently in my own constituency and met a young man who told me that he committed a certain amount of crimes so he could get in front of a judge who could then get him a place in a residential rehab centre. We must be mad as a country not to get people into that residential rehab, get them to clean up their lives, so we cut the crime on our own streets.
I think, as I say, it's how do we make sure that the youngsters of today don't become the hardened criminals of tomorrow? It's that conveyor belt from nuisance at the beginning, antisocial behaviour in our communities, you know, yobs on the street corner who then become the hardened criminals of tomorrow. And I think what makes me so angry is that, again, it's a bit like the immigration debate. So much tough talk from different governments of different parties for so long and actually has turned our prisons into overcrowded colleges of crime. I mean, do you know that young men going into prison now on short-term prison sentences now come out and 9 out of 10 of them re-offend? So they're actually reproducing more crime than actually cutting it. And what I've seen in my city of Sheffield is that you get these youngsters, not when they've done serious crimes, but when they're first starting to get into trouble, to face their victims, explain why they've done what they've done to their victims, apologise for what they've done, make up for what they've done in the community, cleaning up parks and streets. It has a dramatic effect on their behaviour. I want to change people's behaviour before they become the criminals of tomorrow.
When I was young, my father ran a youth club with my brother for young people. And the more people who do voluntary service and give of their time in the community to getting young people off the streets to doing purposeful activity, the better, whether it's sports or whether it's dancing or music or whether it's other activities that get people off the streets. But the one thing I'm absolutely sure of, we've got to maintain the numbers of police we have in this country. We've built up the police force from a period when it was understaffed to a period where they now have more police than ever before. And I want to make sure that that continues, with neighbourhood policing accountable to you, with you able to direct what happens in your own local police force. And if a police force is not performing well, let it be taken over by another police force so the job is done properly for you. So I would not support those, and I'm afraid the Conservatives are not prepared to guarantee, as we are prepared to do, that we will continue to fund the police force and the spending on police will continue to rise so that we have enough police there on the beat for you.